Hi, welcome to my first video blog, otherwise known as vlog. Isn't that weird? I don't like that word. I'm gonna stay with video blog. Today I'm all about this. Can you see my mug? I love mugs. I'm a little mug collector, so I thought I'd share my mug of the day. It is Relax. Today I was going to talk about stress. And first I'm going to take you back about 2,000 years. Way back, cavemen back. Imagine you're a caveman sitting around with your buddy and you're eating your meal that you just went out and hunted, and it's your bison, and you're eating and enjoying the day's stories and all the things that you encountered. And all of a sudden the bear rears up from out of nowhere, and one of you runs and hides, and the other one gets up with a spear and whatever you have, and conquers the bear, defeats the bear. All set, you sit back down and finish your meal. Everything's back to normal. Pretty stressful. But I'm guessing you're thinking, what does that have to do with stress? Because they're with me. Because I don't ever encounter any bears. Or rarely do I encounter bears, right? But no, we don't. But the idea here is what happens to our bodies when we do encounter something stressful, and that's called the fight or flight response. And while we don't have these necessarily bears in our lives, we do have anywhere from mild to stressful reactions in our day up to 50 times a day that cause the same sort of physiological response in our body. So it could be anything from a bad dream to negative talk to perceived stress, like some psychological stress, like even a scary show or something that stresses you out, to running around, picking up children, to the list goes on and on and on. And while it may not be as huge a response as fighting a bear, these little responses, these little physiological responses, those fight or flight responses, do the same things to our body over time. So it's a real serious kind of, for lack of a better word, malady in our society right now. And I really notice it's an interesting thing that goes on when everybody that you run into is like, I'm busy, I'm so busy, I'm so busy. And I think it's kind of a habit word these days, but I guess the question is it more of like a mantle? Like, is it our crown we put on? Like, we're somehow worth more because we're busy and have these busy lives. I'm just putting that out there as a rhetorical question, but I do see so many women exhausted and fatigued and burned out and unable to lose weight. And a lot of that, many times, is due to the stress hormones. So let's talk a little bit about how stress affects our physical body. It can increase your heart rate. It can increase your blood pressure. It stops digestion, which is a huge topic I could talk forever about because that's near and dear to my heart. If anybody out there notice when they're stressed out or have a lot of stress in their lives, that their digestion changes quite a bit. I know that's happened to me. It still happens to me. I always know when I have a lot of stress when that changes. But everybody has different things that go on in their body. But another way stress affects you is it decreases your nutrient absorption. It decreases your metabolism, and it really wreaks havoc on your hormones. So we are working in overtime, right? This is overtime. These are serious responses, and over time, what can happen are things like heart disease, skin problems, weight gain, insomnia, and like I mentioned before, hormone imbalance, which can lead to all kinds of things. So, and another primary thing it does is it makes it really difficult to lose weight because, and this is really fascinating, I think you'll really, this may not be something many people know, but when you are in a stress response, the same part of your brain that turns on the stress turns off your digestion almost completely. Your blood's rushing to your limbs, it's doing other things, it doesn't have time to work with your digestion, so that turns off. Which means, like I mentioned, shutdown of nutrient absorption, shutdown of the ability to lose weight. So I think it's just a really, really imperative thing that we begin to get a handle on our stress over in our daily lives. So How do we know when we are stressed out? So what are the signs and symptoms of stress? Well, one of the simple ways is just simply by checking in with your body. Like, a couple questions I will throw out there. It's like, do you respond negatively most of the time? Do you feel like you're constantly in overwhelm? Which I know so many women do. Are you responding, or are you feeling tired a lot, or are you feeling wired, or both? That tired and wired feeling where you feel like you are so tired but you just can't go to sleep. A lot of people experience this like right before bed. Other things I'm going to just break down quickly here are simple signs like behavior change. Are you using substances to relax? You know, smoking, drugs, drinking, you know, pot, whatever you might be your substance of choice. Are you wine? Are you using substances to relax? Do you have, like I said, trouble sleeping? Do you have trouble with your digestion? Have you noticed a pattern in your changing, or do you see your eating patterns changing? These are some behavioral changes. Physical symptoms might be digestive distress, as I mentioned, dizziness, nausea, your heart rapidly beating. I know for a while there, years ago, when I was stressed out, I would drink coffee, which, by the way, releases more stress hormone. And so it's like a double whammy, and my heart would begin rapidly beating. Well, that's stress. Do you experience more colds and flus than the norm? And then the third behavioral change, or sign would be a behavior change, right? Emotions, I mean, not we just did behavior change, but emotions. So are you more moody? Or do you have increased agitation? Do you feel like you're just irritated all the time? These are just a few signs to check in with yourself and sort of go, gosh, yeah, I think that's me. I've got a lot of these symptoms, or even just a few. And now it's time to start figuring out, like, how do you add in sort of daily stress relievers? Well, some of the common ones are, of course, meditation, which you know, is incredible and wonderful, but you might be thinking, oh, it's not me, or I don't have time. We'll get to that, another video. But then there's making sure you get enough sleep and exercise. And of course, you know, food, but food really doesn't work if you're stressed out, because as I mentioned, you're shutting down your digestion, and so you're not absorbing those nutrients anyway. So you've got to do these other lifestyle things first. And one of my favorite ways to do it, and I talked about this many times before, but it's so easy that I feel like I always have to start with breathing, because you can do this no matter where you are. You can do this in the car, you can do this in a grocery store line, you can do this when you first wake up in the morning, you can do this before you eat, which I highly recommend to get your body into a relaxed state. But let's just take a moment to do a really simple breathing technique, okay? So I'm gonna just get my body more relaxed. And just simply what I want you to do is close your eyes, check in with your body, maybe do a quick scan of your body. Notice where you might be holding your tension. Is it in your belly? Is it in your shoulders? Is it in your chest? Everybody's different, but just start to notice that sensation of stress, or even if you don't have, maybe your heart's racing a little bit. Take that and notice that. Say hello to it. Just noticing it can be a huge, make a huge change in your body physiologically. And then we're going to do breath work. And what we're going to do is we're going to count in for 5 or 4, depending on you. And then we're going to hold it for 2 counts, and then we're going to exhale for 2 more counts than we breathe in. Okay, and then we're going to hold it for 2. By exhaling, this kind of works with our diaphragm and the muscles and against our vagus nerve to help more of that stress relaxation kick in, right? The parasympathetic nervous system. So let's just try this for a moment. Let's all take a deep breath just to begin. Exhale out, and here we go. We're going to just begin by breathing in, 2, 3, 4, 5, hold 1, 2, and exhale 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, hold 1, 2. Again, 3 more times. In, 2, 3, 4, 5, hold 1, 2, and exhale 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, hold 1, 2. One more time, actually, just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, hold, and exhale. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, one more time. Inhale. Exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Hold. And just take another regular breath. Just begin to scan your body now, noticing what happened to your body, to your heart, the tightness in your belly, the stress in your shoulders. And know that we did close our eyes, but obviously you keep them open if you're in the car. But just that powerful technique, 3, 4, 5, up to 10 breaths, you will notice an enormous change in your body. And I hope this serves you well and that you do, it does take practice. Maybe put a little note. I like to put a little note on my dashboard that says breathe to remind myself to do it. 4, 5, 6, depending on how stressed I am, 7 times a day or more. And your body starts to just trick itself into that relaxation. So I truly hope that you take this, and I've got a bazillion other daily stress relief tricks that I will be sharing throughout the next few months. But take this time to nurture and nourish you. Great to see you. I will see you soon. Have a good day.